Lindsay Lane, we met with them last week, Mr. Reyes, and myself. They are ready to start, you'll start seeing them maybe next week clearing the land over in Louise and Lindsay Lane. They're gonna be starting the site clearance. So that is going. Refuel Market, is also ready. We're waiting on their final plats, from Lindsay Lane and Refuel, so I can file them, with the Frio County Clerk's Office. Refuel Market, is waiting, one, plan review for the fuel tanks. They can't get those issued until they hire their general contractor, their GC, because it needs to be a licensed installer under the TVLR rules. So they're waiting, they're working on, issuing a contract with a contractor, and then they'll also start getting ready to do site clearance out there. Camino Real is almost finished. As you can see, they're doing their, parking spaces and, handicap accessibility. We, Mr. Reyes and myself have met with a couple of other developers who are interested. So we've got about 2 or 3 more developers that we're working with. We have one new housing developer that's interested in perhaps a mobile home, but upscale with a lot of amenities. He's looking at a particular site, so I'm working closely with him on that. The Garza Clinic is almost done as well. Their permittings are almost at the finals, so we'll be issuing those. We're gonna be attending, a couple of staff and I will be attending a weatherization program. And that's for us to learn more about how we can offer our citizens here and give them the education on the weatherization program application so that they can, also, start working on some of their homes on that. We'll be attending it's a land use and also, a code enforcement. So I have staff going to some of these so they can learn and be able to educate the citizens that come in and, wanna know about, is there a program to fix my house? I just need a handicap ramp, or I need a shower accessibility. ACOG offers that weatherization program, so we will be educating ourselves so that we can also inform the public. And that's all I have. I'm gonna turn it over unless y'all have any questions of me.
I
I'm
just
gonna
have
turn it over.
one question, Ms.
Yes.
Ms. Moran, can you give us an update on grants that are being worked on right now?
So the Texas Parks and Wildlife grant was due August 1st. That was, submitted. We do have that grant. We won't know whether or not we received that, and that was for, of course, our sports complex. We won't know if we receive that till January. That's when they do the announcements. That's currently the only one that we have, other than we do have, of course, the GLO and the home program.
Home program, and what we'll be discussing now is the CDBG project,
Yeah.
CDBG grant. So I think it's four grants.
Of these grants, which ones is being handled by EMC, by Mr. Gonzalez?
So EMC filed the Texas Parks and Wildlife grant, but as far as the administration, I believe
That's right.
that's gonna also be, under him, or will we be administering?
We'll be administering the grant, but he's prepared the grant. He's prepared the grant, submitted it, with the staff's, yes, sir. That has been, and they've applied for it. I think I don't know, I need to verify, Chief, on the cops, are they applying for anything on the ACOG side this year? Do you remember?
We did, but we weren't selected.
But this coming year, this is what I'm asking.
Oh, not
This last one. That's about the only ones that
On the COPS Justice Grant for Chief, Chief and I have been in communication. We do have a quarterly report that's due, at the end of August, so, he's working with his staff to get that ready, and then we'll just enter those, results into the report system. Finance as well, we haven't had any expenditures, so we'll just enter, no expenditures on that. Now, there are some grants out there for community development. We'd be glad to, I'll visit with Mr. Reyes and go over what's available, and he can bring those forward to you all if you'd like to.
Yeah, that's where I'm interested, as we learned yesterday, that there's plenty, funding out there that,
Yeah.
that we need to try and grab on.
There's some, as you all heard from the guest speakers yesterday, a lot of those were very interesting to me because they do address some of the issues that I know council and mayor, you all have discussed many times. So the housing, the community development, the downtown revitalization, there's master plan grants for those, there's housing grants, there's grants for water and sewer. There are some areas inside our city limits that are in septic tanks. It would be nice if we could maybe possibly look at addressing those and bringing the sewer out there to them, so there are grants for that. I think we heard a lot.
I did separate one, I did submit, about $20-something million in projects to the EPA. They have a grant through ACOG. ACOG was looking for projects, actually the mayor, there's others that went out on a field trip we had, with the county judge and others. And part of that initially, we anticipated was gonna be a Colonia grant. But the way I understand it, the way we understood it is any projects that we have available, ready to go, they're infrastructure projects. So I submitted something to them, to ACOG last week, about over $20-something million in projects for grant. So we'll see what happens.
Another one of interest is the one that the former Secretary of State addressed, and so was the gentleman from EDA. EDA, I've worked with some of those, and those are really good when we're looking at bringing a company here, like he talked about the Taylor with, what was the technology company that's coming?
I think
So EDA is if you have a company that's interested in coming and it's gonna create jobs, it will help us with that, but we wanna make sure that we have all the players involved. You want your school district, you want your county, you want your private sector, all of us to be a team, and that application will score well. And then, of course, you have the company that's interested. So it's one big piece of that pie that comes together. What else did I hear out there yesterday that was really exciting? But that's something to keep in mind as well, as you all are out there and talking to the private sector.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, Councilman?
Thank you.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Mr. Odetta will do the parks.
Okay, Ram, you're up.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Despite the weather outside, it's hot, but our parks are being utilized extremely good. So let me give you the superintendent's report. Of course, you know, we've all worked on our department budgets. I've worked on revising or updating our parks and facility rental forms. I also took that cyber security training this past week. I took in upon myself and sent in the pesticide fogger machine to get that calibrated and worked on. So it came back about a week ago, so it's ready to go. And with that, I got 2 of my employees that will be sent off to San Antonio. I think it's in the end of August to get their credits going for their pesticide. I'm also working on one of the employees also to get his herbicide license. So I'm also working on that. Doing my inspections on the playground equipment and skate parks and splash pads are still going on every month. As far as the right-of-way crew, we lost one employee to the county. So we're out there. We got some good applicants. We'll be going through the application this week, and so we can do their interviews. We oversee all the work orders that are completed. I oversee that the appearance of all the city right-of-ways are kept up to standards. Like we said before, Operation Cleanout has been a success. So and clean all the right-of-ways around the public schools to make sure that those are good for the kids to walk through. As far as the facilities, we oversee that all the facilities, maintenance are managed properly, maintained, repaired, and remodeled. We'll continue to maintain all AC units. They're getting a beating this time around. We repainted several of the city offices. I've started also to cross-train our employees. From other departments, from the right-of-way crew for janitorial, so it's gonna be taking some time to do this. We're continuing to spray all the facilities for COVID. As far as the Parks Department, select teams still are using the tournaments are still going on monthly or bi-weekly. I both set up in a meeting. We had a meeting set up this past Friday, but we had to reschedule with the PISD athletic director for the usage of our soccer field at the complex. Other than that, that's all I have. We got rentals going on throughout the month. We've been pretty well active, I guess. Any questions?
Council, any questions?
Just one,
Yes, questions for you.
is there an incentive pay for the herbicide, pesticide certification for the employees?
We don't have one in place, so, no, sir, we don't have one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, Judge?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, city council members, mayor.
Good evening.
Okay, so, before I forget, my suggestion on, the chief's, issue with the refusals, I think, if you ask your officers to put it over the airway, you have a digital fingerprint. When they call in dispatch, you go, hey, can you take them? They say no, then all you have to do is request to the logs for the month, and you have an actual, you don't have he said, she said.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
a
you.
suggestion.
Yep.
Okay, so, with that said, total revenue, of course, is on the last page, 11,379.58. It's divided between the state and what the city kept. We had a total of, for the month of July, 11 complaints were submitted to the courts for warrants on Class A and B misdemeanors. 5 complaints for felonies. We did have court, which was the last process, July, for the people that failed to comply, defaulted, and were asked to come to court. So a total of 50 KPS pro fines were issued and were delivered to the sheriff's office. Of course, those stay there in limbo, mind you, until they have space. We're running into the same situation like the chief. Hey, if they don't have anywhere to put them, but at least the groundwork is done. If they ever do, hey, that's there. They get picked up. They stay there till they get that taken care of. One magistrate protective order was issued last month. 13 defendants were arraigned at the jail, which totaled 9 misdemeanor Class A's and B's and 14 felonies. And I think it was, yeah, between 13 defendants, a total of offenses that were committed. So far as the citations coming in with the PD, they've been getting back up there. We hope to see some people comply, because we just sent out a bunch of notices so far as your final notice before we turn those into KPS like we did last month, and then we go ahead and send them over there to the sheriff's office. I have noticed that some have started trickling. They call in, hey, how can I just take care of it online? And we kind of walk them through it. So hopefully we should see a positive result on that. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Other than the training, I went to Fort Worth. pertaining to mental health, individuals that we have to deal with, which was pretty good, because, unbeknown to me, I was ahead of the game. You know, it worked out in our favor.
That's awesome.
Y'all have any questions?
Councilman, any questions for our municipal judge?
Thank you.
Hearing none.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you.
Secretary, for the record, Councilman Leal arrived at 6:55.
And 9:30.
All right, okay, at this time, it is 6:56, and we are now in an open public hearing. This is a request by Stephen and Christy Williams requesting a zoning change to commercial office and professional district C1. The legal description being lots 9 and 10, block 30 of the city of Pearsall, Frio County, Texas. The property is currently zoned single two-family dwelling, District R1. This is an open hearing. Is there anybody that would like to make a statement regarding the property located in block 30? Is there anybody that would like to make a statement regarding the property located in block 30? One more time. Hearing none, I'm gonna close the hearing. It is 6:57. All right, moving on. Council, we're gonna go through the presentations, items 7A, B, and C. Then we'll do our consent agenda, and when we get to items 9, I'm gonna ask that we adjust those a little bit so we can address the items that we've heard in our presentation. With that, we're going on to item 7A. Presentation and introduction of Clarence Capital Partners and their interest in investing in a natural gas local distribution entity. This is a presentation from the manager.
I believe they're on the call. I believe Vince is on the call. Can you hear us, Vince? Vince? Hello?
We can hear you guys, and this is Cole Claiborne. I think my login says Vince, but Vince is a colleague of mine who's not able to be on today, but I'm here representing the team.
Great. This group just to give you a little, they approached the city a couple of months back and asked if we were interested in, they knew we owned a gas system, but I'll let them kind of go over introductions, and Rob, any questions, feel free to ask. The floor is yours, sir.
Sure. Well, I appreciate the introduction, and I've enjoyed listening to your meeting so far. Glad you guys are running yourselves very well. So Clarence Capital Partners is a relatively new company that invests in real assets, and we have a strategy among several. But one of our main strategies is purchasing natural gas local distribution systems, such as the one that you guys own and operate. And so we approached the city just to see if there was any interest in, allowing us to make an offer to buy the system from you guys. And what we're offering is basically, taking over the system, investing per the DIMP plans that the Texas Railroad Commission is imposing on a lot of municipalities in the state. I think what they've been imposing for a lot of groups is relatively expensive and capital intensive, and that's the type of investment that we're looking to make. And so we're basically seeking interested parties, both municipally owned systems and investor owned systems, that are interested in selling. So, we've had some introductory calls with some folks from your system, and we've been, I think we're pretty happy with it, and would like to just figure out or determine if you guys are interested in a sale, and if so, we could, or if you're interested in entertaining a sale, I guess I'll say, we'd love to work with you guys to be able to present an offer, and if not, that's fine as well. But in order to get there, we presumed you have some questions, so that's why we're here.
Council, do you have any questions for Mr. Cole? As going through the budget, we've talked quite a bit about the gas system, and so there'll be more discussion as we go through this. But certainly interesting to have someone that's willing and has come down. Actually, a contingent of them came to the office here, visited with Fred and I and a few others. So I think we definitely want to keep the door open and keep communication going. And then as we move forward, we're kind of right in the middle of budget right now, so that's kind of a top priority. But very quickly thereafter, we will be addressing this gas system. So, council, if you have any specific questions for this group, some of
Mayor,
their
if I may?
expertise, yes, Mayor Pro Tem,
Is there have they set a price yet?
we have not.
We have not.
No.
Okay.
Do we have a price in mind?
Oh, yeah.